It's Rossmann, Managing Director of STR.
Okay, good afternoon, and thank you very much for taking a moment to speak to Breaking Travel News today. We're here at the Arabian Hotel Investment Conference, and you've been kind enough to share your insights on the region, the hospitality markets here. Which markets are the most exciting, do you think, from a hospitality perspective?
Yeah, well, I guess before delving into individual markets, I think the one key takeaway that I think a lot of people have gained was just around perceptions of where the Middle East is in terms of hotel performance. So if you ask most people about 2017 and 2016, you would say, pretty bad years, performance was down. However, the reality is when you look at hotel demand, in other words, the number of heads and beds, people staying here each year, it's actually grown. So if you look at 2017, Middle East hotel demand was up about 4%. Which is pretty consistent with the rest of the world. We saw very strong hotel demand growth around the world. And I guess the reason I'd start with that is it's easy to forget that because there has been a lot of supply growth. Supply growth has been about 5.5%. And so as a result, performance or RevPAR has come under pressure and has been negative for the region and for a lot of individual markets. But that is not because less people are coming here. It's just a growing pain where there is an imbalance between demand and supply growth. And so that would be my first major takeaway. In terms of specific markets, it has been a tough year. I would say, given the challenges in terms of pressure on the oil price, the supply growth I mentioned, and also political unrest, the really surprising thing is that performance hasn't been worse than it has. You look at markets like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, RevPARs were only down about 3-4%, and that's really not too bad, especially given they're actually at really high levels already. You take the UAE. The UAE, for example, is running at a 75% occupancy year-round, and achieving average rates that are 30 to 40% more what you get in the US and Europe. So still a strong market, might be down, but relative to other markets, still a very strong market. So.
You mentioned the UAE there. Saudi is probably the second most famous market here in the region. Where else should investors be looking, maybe in the sort of mid-term, to profit there?
I would say it's not so much where as what. The big thing that's been coming up in the conference and that we've been talking about for some time is the lack of mid-market hotel supply in the region. And even though the market opportunity there is obvious, we haven't seen a huge amount of supply growth. You take Dubai, we've got about 70,000 rooms in the pipeline coming on board to open in the next four odd years. Out of those 70,000 rooms, 50,000 are upscale, upper upscale or luxury. So very, very few in the mid-market. And I think that's the thing that's been picked up on quite a bit in the conference.
Yeah, very interesting. And we can see you're showcasing your product behind you, AM, PM. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we've decided to really up the game in terms of the quality of our information that we can provide both on existing supply and future projects coming into the market because it is so important for the region. So we've done a huge amount of primary research to make sure that we've got a really accurate picture about what's opening up and where and when. And that's all neatly presented on either on a database, which is online, or on a map that you can interact with and really understand where the market opportunities and risks are. So yeah, it's very good.
Some very interesting points, and I appreciate you taking a moment to speak to us today. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you.